Are you looking to learn how to play Commander?
Well, I don't know how to play, so I don't know how we're supposed to teach them.
Well, we're going to give it a go.
Let's try.
Hello and welcome to Chad Magic. My name's Christian.
And I'm Wally, and today we've got a really special episode coming up with two very, very special guests, both of whom are called Alex, which isn't going to be confusing at all, Christian. But the first Alex is Alex from ReallyPrettyMTG and one half of the yet-to-be-named MTG podcast. All the links are going to be down below. He shows off beautiful magic cards, of which there are very many, and also makes content aimed at beginners. The second Alex, who we're going to call Al today, is our friend from our LGS, who's joining us for her first ever game of 4-player Commander. What's coming up, Christian?
Well, this episode is a very special episode because this is aimed at people who are new to Commander or who maybe haven't even played their first game of Commander. You've probably understood, what a land card is, what a creature card does.
I don't understand that.
Well, hopefully you have a good idea, well, at least some idea of what that means. And there's plenty of videos out there to take a look at that. But this is really what to expect from that 4-player dynamic.
Yeah.
The politics, some of the archetypes. I mean, there's many, but we talk about a few really cool ones today.
And some of the supplementary rules as well.
Yeah, and some of the rules you might expect. So it's really designed so that you might know, well, what do I expect from the first game? But also as a resource for more experienced players who are looking to give something to those players who maybe are thinking about playing, so they know when they come and sit down what to kind of expect.
Absolutely, and if none of those things apply to you, carry on watching even still, because it's actually a very fun game, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got cool goblins, we've got big creature spells, we've got some graveyard shenanigans, some blinky stuff. There's really something in there for everyone.
Absolutely, yeah. So any type of deck, your archetype is going to be here for you. So very excited to show you this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into that, we do have a WhatNot stream planned very soon, and it's actually for WhatNotCon, isn't it,
Yeah,
Wally?
really excited. So WhatNotCon is going to be lasting 3 days, and we are headlining the third day. So on Sunday, the 14th of April, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. UK time, and we'll put the American times in somewhere once we figured out what they are. We are going to be cracking packs, selling singles, flogging bugs, live on stream. You know the business now. If you join using our link, you'll get a £10 voucher that basically just buys you a mug. Yeah,
it's essentially like a free £10. Really helps support the show as well. So make sure you're using our affiliate link. We hope to see you there. I'm really excited for it.
I can't wait. We've got packs from, collector boosters mainly, from across the last few years of Magic. We've got some Fallout, we've got some DMU. Maybe you're going to get a Shieldred, who knows?
You know what? I've got a feeling for the Shieldred. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. If you like this content, you want us to make more of it, then really help support the show. And it costs you nothing. So make sure you do that as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, do subscribe, and we will at some point have another giveaway, probably when we get to 10k. We still need to figure out who we're giving that Dominaria Remastered box to.
Fantastic. Big shout out to our patrons as well. We have a Patreon. It starts at just £1 a month, so if you want to support the channel in that way, you can do, and we'll bring up our patrons here. Top tier patrons get extra bonus content, and there is actually an extra post-game wrap after this episode. So if you want to join the Patreon, you want to join the Discord, want to come chat to us, go check it out.
And it's a really good post-game wrap as well. We cover a lot of topics. It's the longest one we've done. So if that's interesting to you, then check out the Patreon. Link's going to be below.
Otherwise, let's just get on with it. Let's go.
Let's go.
And just like magic, we're back. You're excited.
I'm excited.
We're back, and we're ready to play our very special beginner entry level Commander game.
Yeah, very exciting. So I'm Wally, and today I'm playing Gisa and Geralf. It's a mid-rangey reanimator deck, and what it wants to do is, in the early phases of the game, keep my opponents at bay by destroying their threats and countering their threats, while still putting lots and lots of things into my graveyard. Then when I've got lots of mana, I'll bring them back later and smash some face. Lovely.
I'm Alex. I am very new. I've played a few games before. Christian's kindly enough built my deck for me so I could play today.
So you know it's stacked.
It's stacked, it's going to win, basically. So I'm playing Nakia of the old ways, and obviously mana is a big thing with it. Can't cast non-creature spells, but Christian very cleverly, I have all creatures in my deck, so that won't be a problem. And I'm excited to play and learn some more rules and play it properly for once, probably.
Well, you're in the wrong place because we don't tend to get it right ourselves. But yeah, I built the deck. Essentially, it wants to ramp into big creatures and that go and smash face. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You might not know me. My name's Christian. I'm playing mono red today, which is very unlike me.
Who's that guy again?
There's some idiot from the internet. I'm playing Krenko Mob Boss. My commander essentially makes more goblins when I have goblins. So my deck is full of goblins, and I want to make lots of the little guys. And my deck is an aggro deck, which means it wants to be aggressive on the board. So it wants to create lots of creatures and go wide to hit my opponents and chip in lots of little bits of damage to ultimately win the game.
Amazing. I'm Alex from ReallyPrettyMTG. Today I'm playing Au Jeu the Exquisite Blade. This is a control deck, and what control decks are looking to do is to control the board state and move towards the end of the game where I'm hoping to win. So this particular deck will be what we call a flicker deck. So you will target the card or target the creature, it will leave the battlefield and come back, so it will stop and hopefully control everyone else and get lots of value from those effects.
Yeah, and it's one of my favourite archetypes, because when you have those creatures come in, they usually have what's called like an end to the battlefield ability.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it might be gain some life, draw a card, but blinking them or flickering them, as you say.
Yep.
Yeah, gets it. And I love how you worn a Nope t-shirt underneath. This is true control player. True control player stuff.
I'm glad you approve.
Is everybody ready to play?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we've resolved our mulligans already off camera, and Wally, you won the die roll, so you'll be going
I
first.
certainly did. So as this is commander, I will draw a card for turn. And that is actually like quite a good card and changes what I want to do. But I think we're going to start with the Swamp, which I will tap for a Wayfarer's Bauble, which is the card I drew. And Al, over to you.
Very good.
Fab. So obviously total new beginner. I'm drawing first turn now. Fab. And then with that, I'm going to play a land. Right. Fab. So I'm going to crack that and go find a mountain. Fab. Ooh. Oh, look at that.
Now it's all going wrong.
It's going so wrong. Okay, there we go. I'm good. Christian.
Fantastic. I will draw a card. I didn't build this deck. Shout out to Nathan who did, which means that there's going to be ridiculously old goblins in it. I'm going to play a mountain. I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to play a Goblin Chirigen. It's an 0-2, and so it has 0 power, so it's not very aggressive. It has 2 toughness, but I can sacrifice a goblin to regenerate target creature, which would allow me to protect some of my more important goblins. That's it from me. I'll pass the turn to you, Alex.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to play a Skybridge Towers. This land comes in tapped and can produce white and blue mana. I'll pass the turn to you.
Well, amazing. So I will untap my stuff and draw. So I made its turn 2. It's a good start, I guess. And I think I'm going to get on the board. So I'm going to play an island, and I will tap for 2 mana to play a Maya Triton. So this card is a 2/1. It has Death Touch, which means it will kill any creature it deals combat damage to. But what I'm most interested in is when it enters the battlefield, I'll mill 2 cards and gain 2 life. So I'll gain the 2 life, and then mill means I put the cards into my graveyard. So entering my graveyard is an island and an Arcane Signet, both of which I would rather not have had in my graveyard. Can't have it all, can you? And I'll pass the turn.
Fab. So I'll untap mine. Draw mine. Fab. So, right, I'm going to pop that in. So, land, Most War Bridge, Hideaway. This land enters battlefield tapped. When it does, look at the top of your card's library, exile 1 face down, and then put the rest at the bottom of your library.
So how Hideaway works, essentially, is you're going to look at these cards,
Yeah.
right? Then one of them is going to be exiled underneath them. So if you look at the top 4, you don't show us. And then later on in the game, you can pay a green and tap this land to play that exiled card, but you can only do it if you have total power 10 or greater among creatures. So it's a way to basically cheat out a big creature when your board's good. So you'll be able to resolve that now for the top 4.
These are really good lands because you can put something underneath there now that later on will really help you out. Like Christian said, you cheat them out. They're fantastic lands.
Yeah. Oh, fab. Okay. That's definitely going to be that one. And am I showing that face down so you can't see it?
It just goes exile under here.
Oh, fab.
So you can protest it later. You can look at it any time. Don't forget what it is.
Yeah.
And then the rest go on the bottom of your library.
Fab. Thank you.
See, we're helpful to new players.
Thank you.
For the moment.
For the moment, until you absolutely annihilate me in about 10.
Only once Christian's done.
Monster mode turned on, hey?
Oh yeah, sure, go now. Sorry, Christian. Done.
Tap, keep and draw. I'm going to play a mountain. I'm going to tap 2 for a Runvelt Horde Master. Ooh. Now, this is what we'd call a Lord in Magic, because the effect that this creature gives, it gives my other goblins +1/+1. So it essentially makes my whole board stronger. It also has, whenever it or another goblin I control dies, exile the top card of my library. If it's a goblin, I can cast that card until the end of my next turn. So now my goblin Chirigen is now a 1/2, and I get to attack somebody. Wally, you are on the most life, so I think it's fair enough. Oh no, you have a Death Toucher. That would be incorrect.
I do have a Death Toucher.
Okay. Al, since as you're new, I'm going to hit you for 1.
Oh, you're so
welcome
lovely.
to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
So you'll take 1 damage.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, Christian.
And I will ship the turn.
I will untap. I will draw for turn. I'm going to play a basic island.
Ooh.
I'm going to tap 2 and I'm going to play an Arcane Signet. Arcane Signet is tap for 1 mana of any colour your commander's colour identity. And I'm going to pass the turn.
So Arcane Signet is a great card, but the last time I played it on the show, I was called an incompetent deck builder.
Oh.
Interesting bit of trivia.
Interesting.
For those of you, Arcane Signet is a really, really good include in commander decks because essentially it allows you to ramp, which is basically get more mana later in the game by having basically extra mana available, and it fixes your colours if you're struggling.
Particularly with these colours, because blue-white don't traditionally ramp, so this is why cards like these artifacts are fantastic for that.
Amazing. So I'll untap and draw. Okay. Right, I could have done with those 2 cards that I milled before, but we are where we are. I'm going to tap for 2.
Classic Wally.
To play a Dimir Signet. So this is not quite as good as Arcane Signet because I have to put mana into it to make it work, but I can pay 1 mana of any colour and add both colours of mana that I've got. So that will be useful to me next turn. This turn I can't do anything. I could attack, I guess. Yeah, let's attack. Fellow newbie on the show, I will swing at you for 2.
I will take 2.
And I'll pass the turn.
Well, the newbies get picked on already. Not
Yeah.
Test the guess. It's cool.
That's how they are.
But I can
magic.
guarantee Christian's going to swing at me next turn.
Right, I'm going to untap mine. Draw 1. Fab. So I'm going to play basic forest, and then I'm going to tap for 3, and I'm going to play Spring Bloom Druid. And Spring Bloom Druid enters the battlefield. You may sacrifice a land. If you do, search your library. 2 basic land cards, put them into the battlefield, tapped, and then shuffle your library. Yeah, so I'm just going to sacrifice my basic. Right, so search for 2, and they're coming in.
They come in tapped.
Oh, they come in tapped.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Fab. And then that is the end of my game.
I love this.
Christian game.
This is some great tapping.
Classic new player
Yeah,
stuff,
this is
yeah.
classic new tapping. I'll untap, I'll upkeep, and I'll draw. I'm going to play a mountain. Surprise, surprise. That's the land that I pick. I think I will tap 3 for a Pashalik Mons. It's a 2/2 legendary goblin. Whenever it or another goblin I control dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. And I can pay 4 and sacrifice a goblin to create 2 1/1 red goblin tokens, which sounds like it might combo somewhere in the deck. Wally, you are open, so I'm going to swing at you for 2.
What did I say? What did I say?
You are on the most
You are
life, so
42,
I will
yeah.
go back to my starting life total.
and I will pass the turn. Sorry to interrupt the great content we know you're enjoying, but we had a quick announcement.
Yeah, if you're enjoying the show and you want to watch more like it, including other Commander games, other homebrews, set releases from the past, then just subscribe down below and you'll be first to know when we release a new episode. But should we get back to the show?
Let's go.
Okay, I will untap, draw for turn. I'm going to play a Thriving Island. This land comes in tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, I can choose a colour other than blue. I will choose white.
Sure.
Probably the right colour.
Yeah.
Just colour, yeah.
I think
We don't need to mark it. We're gonna remember because you're a blue-white deck.
I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to play a Dawnbringer Cleric. This is a creature. This is a 1/3 creature. It says when it enters the battlefield, choose 1. I can gain 2 life, destroy a target enchantment, or exile a target card from a graveyard. Well, there's not too many targets here, so I'm just going to gain 2 life.
Perfect.
And then I've finished, and I've passed the turn.
Now, when I gained life, everyone swung at me, so, just let's see if it's the same.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm aware, don't worry.
And I'll draw. I'll play a swamp for turn.
Oh, he got the land. Well done.
I did get the land, so that's okay. Now, I've got a choice here, because I've got access to 4 mana, so I could play my commander, or I could continue setting up. So I now need to think about what's the most efficient use of my mana. And based on what I've got in my hand, I think it's actually going to be best to play my commander this turn. So, I will tap for 4, so putting 1 into the Dimir Signets to activate it, to bring out Gisa and Geralf. So this has an ETB ability as well. So when it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards, and once during each of my turns, I may cast a zombie creature spell from my graveyard.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm hoping to mill some zombies here.
Yeah.
So let's see what
4 lands.
Let's see what I mill. Open the graves.
That's a good card.
Swamp. Zombie apocalypse.
It's not a zombie.
Commander's Sphere.
Oh.
So there are no zombies milled to my graveyard there.
This is what's called a whiff.
It is what's called a whiff.
Yeah.
I do have ways of getting sorceries back to my hand, so maybe that's useful later. I think I'm just going to pass the turn. Al, over to you.
Fab. I'm going to untap all my lovely lands. The right way, hopefully. And draw 1. Fab. So I'm going to play basic land. And then I'm going to tap all my lands and bring my commander in.
Here she is, Nakia of the old ways.
So you can't cast non-creature spells. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type to that land to be produced.
So essentially, your land's now tap. So your mountain will tap for 2 red, your forest will tap for 2 green.
Brilliant.
Which is very powerful because mana is the resource in Magic.
Of course.
Scary.
And now I'm going to pass my turn to Christian and I'm done.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. So one of the things that I've done here in Magic, I'm going to play a mountain that's really, really powerful. It's called Curving Out. So I played a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and now I'm going to cast my commander as a 4-drop, which is a very powerful. Just having a good curve, we call it, is really, really powerful here. Now the combat situation has changed considerably, and I don't really have any great attacks because Wally has a Death Toucher, you have a 5/5. The only one I can attack is yourself with my 2/2 that's getting a pump from this. So I will attack you, Alex, for 3 because it's getting +1/+1 from my run vote Horde Master.
I'd quite like to keep my Dawnbringer Cleric, so I will take 3.
Perfect. And that's it from me. I'll pass it to you.
Okay, I will untap. I will draw for turn. Okay, like everyone else, having your commander out is pretty powerful play. So I'm going to tap my Arcane Signet, I'm going to tap my 3 other lands, and I'm going to play Ojur the Exquisite Blade. It's a 2/3 creature. When it enters the battlefield, I gain 2 life and scry 2. But more importantly, whenever you cast a second spell each turn, exile up to 1 target creature you control, return to battlefield under its owner's control. So I will gain my 2 life, I will scry. Scry is effectively, you look at the top of your cards, the top of your deck, and you can choose to either keep it on top or you can put it down to the bottom. It's a really powerful thing to be able to do.
It's much more powerful than it looks, and Scry 2 is very good. Although it's not card draw, it's card selection, so it can help you. So for example, Alex might have missed his land drop here, because he hasn't played land, maybe. He might think, oh, I need another land, and that might help him hit it. Or there might be something on the board he's really worried about, and this might help him pick something up that's going to help remove that problem, which would be Nakia of the old ways.
Let's keep that. It looks lovely.
Nakia of the old ways is definitely a problem.
Exactly.
Don't pick on the newbie.
Now, because this is a Scry 2, I'm going to leave 1 on top of my library, and then I'm going to put 1 to the bottom.
Ooh. Spicy. So there's a card that you like there.
It might be. We'll have
He's not even looked at them, just
Now, Christian made a really good point. I have not played a land for turn, and unfortunately I do not have one, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to pass the turn and sulk.
I know how it feels to miss land drops. I've missed one already.
Yeah.
So I'll untap and draw. Looks like I'll be missing another land drop.
Oops.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to float all my mana. So I have 2 blue and 2 black in my mana pool right now. I'm going to use 1 of the black to play Champion of the Perished. It's a 1/1. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under my control, I put a +1/+1 counter on it, so it's going to get bigger over the course of the game and hopefully be a threat. Now I have 3 mana left, and I'm going to use that to play Fleshbag Marauder. It's a zombie, so I'll put a counter on Champion of the Perished. Champion of the Perished is now a 2/2. And when Fleshbag Marauder enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. So I'm going to sacrifice my Maya Trison, which will go to my graveyard.
Oh, so everyone sacks one?
Everybody sacks a creature.
Right, okay, so obviously I'll put my...
Do you want to sacrifice Nakia?
Absolutely not.
I'm going to choose my Goblin Chirigen. I do have a trigger when that happens, but I'll let you pick your creature.
I'm going to, unfortunately, choose my Dawnbringer Cleric that I tried to save the last time.
I have 2 triggers. So I have my Pashalik Mons trigger, deal 1 damage to any target. I will choose the Fleshbag Marauder.
Okay, Fleshbag Marauder goes
I also can exile the top card of my library, and if it's a goblin, I can play it into my next turn. It's not, and I'm sure you'll be very unhappy of the card that was exiled, which was Howling Mine. Howling Mine is a card that allows every player to draw 2 at the start instead of 1. But that's exiled, it's gone now, I'm afraid. I can't cast it.
Bit rude.
I'm happy to make an exception to the rules. I'll even let you play it without paying the mana for it. And do I want to attack? Christian did kill my Fleshbag Marauder, but he can also kill anything I swing at him, which he might, because it is my
The Fleshbag Marauder probably helps you a little bit.
It does probably, to be fair. I'm just going to ship the turn, Alex. Over to you.
Thank you. Right, I'm going to untap all mine. So I'm going to play...
Did you draw for turn?
I did not draw for turn. Thank you for reminding me.
Right,
Right,
I'm
fabulous.
here to help them. I'm your friend, and these two are the enemy.
Behave yourself.
These naughty blue players, we're smash aggro players. Let's get them.
He's got one ally for now anyway. You're going to attack me with the goblins soon, aren't you? Right, I'm going to play Ash Baron's Land. And obviously now, because of my lovely commander, all my lands are doubled. So I'm going to tap for 12.
What?
And I'm going to play Goreclaw Terror. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast. Whenever Goreclaw Terror of Calcimus attacks each creature you control with a power of 4 or greater, gets +1/1 and gains trample until the end of your turn.
That's not scary.
No, not one little
I
bit.
am also going to play Archetype
Ooh,
Endurance.
this is good.
It's a good one. Creatures you control have hexproof. Creatures your opponent control lose hexproof and can't gain hexproof.
Might be worth explaining here with the Archetype of Endurance what hexproof means. Hexproof means it can't be the target of a spell or ability. So essentially, it's immune to all the magic powers that we have. So if I want to target and say remove target creature, I now can't pick the creature on Al's board, which is very scary.
And I
Which I like this. Sounds good.
I milled my board wipe.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Good. So at this point now, can I start attacking?
You can
certainly
with your
can.
5/5.
I can with my 5/5. I'm going to hit Wally
Okay.
because I just don't like the look of this card. I feel like this is going to cause us problems
So
later on in the line.
So we go to the combat phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take 5 damage. Go
Now-
down to 35.
This is commander damage. And in Commander, you don't have to deal 40 damage with your commander to eliminate a player.
It's just 21.
It's just 21. So that starts a sort of clock ticking for Wally, where he can't take too many more hits from Nick here.
Well, that's a pretty aggressive attack that was.
It was pretty well. I'm going to bring back my Death Toucher next turn now.
Oh, don't blame
so,
you.
yeah,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pass turn. Christian.
I will untap. I'll keep and draw. I will play Mountain for turn. I think Nathan's done a really good job building this deck because so far I've had a creature on curve and the mana to cast it. I've been able to play a land every turn. So well done, Nathan. I'm going to play 3 for a card called Goblin Matron. Now this is a special version of the card. This is what we call a tutor effect. It allows me to search my library for a goblin, reveal it, and put it into my hand, and then shuffle my library, which I'm going to do. I'm going to pick Grenzo Havoc Raiser. It costs 2 red, and it allows me, when a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, to goad their players. So, to goad their creatures, sorry. Which goad is a mechanic which would allow me to basically make their creatures attack a player other than me. I'm going to put that in my hand for now, though. And instead, I'm going to tap a red to pay a Impulsive Pilferer.
Okay.
I will go to combat, and yeah, it's looking a little bit scary out there, but I do think that I have 1 attack, which is against Alex, and so I'll swing 3 at you. I notice I'm not attacking with Krenko. He has an ability to tap to make loads of goblins, which I'm going to save for later. So I'm going to swing for you 3.
Yep, that's a good attack. I can't really block that. I will take 3.
That's it from me. I'll pass the turn to Alex of Really Pretty MTG.
Okay, I'm going to untap. So, Christian, you're looking quite threatening here.
Me?
Yeah.
The threat? Never.
Yeah, believe it or not. There's not much I can do right here, but the only thing I can do is I'm going to tap for all my mana. And then I'm going to play a card called Against All Odds, which is a sorcery. Choose one or both. Exile target artifact or creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So this effectively is the blink or flicker effect to get the value out of cards. But the second one is really important as well, which is return target artifact or creature card from the mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to my battlefield.
Okay.
So as this resolves, this will target Osier and will also target the Dawnbringer Cleric.
Perfect.
So this will come into the battlefield. There's a trigger here, and which I get to choose one off here. I am just going to gain the 2 life because I feel like I need a little bit more life here. It's going to flicker, so it's going to effectively leave the battlefield and it's going to come straight back in. There's a trigger when it enters the battlefield. I'm going to gain 2 life, and I get to scry 2.
It's a lot of value from 1 card.
That's interesting.
It's interesting the gain life thing. My thing would have been to get rid of the Flashback Marauder in the graveyard.
I think the Flashback Marauder actually benefits us at the moment.
The issue is that I need Wally to actually be part of this game as well. Against you two. No disrespect here, Wally.
Are you trying to say that you're a team here?
Well,
no.
you guys seem to have set up a team, so we've got to just band together as well.
There definitely feels like a small, a coalition by proxy of you guys. Really.
I should explain to our viewers who are new to Commander. Commander is a game where social politics and teaming up and working together is really encouraged, especially in the kind of casual Commander which we're playing today. So if you need to work with a player to help, tackle a threat, that's perfectly usual and completely fine.
So am I right in thinking then if we both target Wally, then we're effectively still going to kill Alex because he can't play without him?
I think the thing is, they've got good threat assessment here, and I think both of what we're doing is really, really powerful, and they need to deal with it. But this is typical. We're aggressive decks, so we want to be doing it, but we are vulnerable to, mass removal of our creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've decided I'm going to keep both of my cards on top.
Spicy.
So off they go. This will go to the graveyard. There is no good attacks for me at all, so I am just going to pass the turn to you, Wally.
Okay, I'm untapping. It's a land, it's an island.
Magic's easy. You just draw what you need.
Okay, so in keeping with what Christian just said about social politics, Al, I'd like to offer you a deal.
Oh!
Here we go. Go on.
I can do something that will really mess your board up.
Don't do that.
So if you don't swing at me next turn, I won't do it, and I won't do it the turn after either.
Ask him what it is.
Oh yeah, what is it? What is your...
I can make you sacrifice your stuff, basically.
Oh no, yeah, please don't. I'll go in agreement with you. Sorry, Christian.
Okay. There we go, that was easy, wasn't it?
So I don't think it's great for you because I might be able to goad stuff soon. And I won't be able to goad your creatures actually because I have
No,
to
you won't
target
be
them.
able to, I'm afraid. Okay, so that means I can do a bit more of my own stuff this turn. So I'm going to first, my commander lets me play a zombie from my creature once per turn. So, sorry, zombie from my graveyard.
Zombie creature from your
A zombie creature from my graveyard.
It's easy for
once
you
per
to say.
Apparently not. So I'm going to tap for 2 to bring Maya Triton back. So this is the creature I played before, 2/1 with Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, I mill 2, gain 2. So I'll gain the life first, then mill 2 cards, which is an Undead Butler and a Grimoire of the Dead. So you might be seeing one of those later.
Wow.
Then I have 3 mana left. Oh, sorry, there will also be a trigger on Champion of the Perished. So I'll put a counter on it. I could ramp, but that's boring. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap to activate the Signet and then add another mana to play Prized Amalgam. It's a 3/3, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it entered from the graveyard or I cast it from the graveyard, Prized Amalgam will also return from the graveyard to the battlefield at the end of that turn.
Okay.
So it's basically a blocker, so I can get it in the graveyard and then maybe bring it back at some point in the future.
Not bad.
Probably the only card that actually requires a bit of thinking in my deck, but that's all quite simple. That will put a trigger on Champion of the Perished, so it'll get a counter, and I will pass the turn to Al.
Fabulous, thanks, Wally. I'm going to untap everything I've got here.
I've just realised, by the way,
interesting.
for the table, Al does now have the ability, she has 10 or more power on board, so can activate the Mosswalk Bridge, so it might be something we need to be aware of.
Don't remind Al about that.
What is the one I exiled before?
Yeah, so-
Fabulous. So I'm going to draw my card for my turn. That's interesting. Then tapped everything. So because my name clear the old ways, I got double mana basically. So I'm going to tap for these, but I'm going to float one.
Are you floating a red or a green?
I'm going to float a red.
Okay, I'll give you one of my red dice.
Oh,
There you
thank
go. So what this means is when you're floating a mana, let's say you've got double mana there and you're casting a spell that costs 3, you'll have 1 mana left over, so you can still use it as long as we're still in the same phase. If Al was to go to combat, that mana would go away.
Fab, okay, yeah. So with them, then I'm going to play Tireless Tracker. Landfall,
nice.
whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. So that's create a clue token. It's an artifact with 2, sacrifice an artifact and draw a card.
Yeah.
So with that, then I'm going to play my Terramorphic Expanse. So sacrifice the Expanse, search library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle
That's
it
so
in.
good
So you'll
with
get-
Tireless
you'll get a
Tracker.
clue straight
So you'll
away.
make a clue.
I like it.
The reason it's good with Tireless Tracker is because it's essentially there's 2 landfall triggers, because when you sack this, you'll get another clue.
Yep.
And clues are really powerful here because you only need to tap 1 land to track it and draw a card.
Oh, interesting, okay.
It's good deck building out.
I like it. You know what? It's like someone built it perfectly for me.
That's a really good play. Great play.
So I'm going to sacrifice this, and then I'm going to search for a basic land. So I'll pop my land in, tapped. I'll put it with them.
And you'll make a clue, so you now
know.
have 2 clue tokens.
And you still have a red mana
And you still have a red mana floating.
So I'm going to tap these 2, and obviously double mana.
No, you did just 1.
Oh, just the one.
Yeah, because you already have
Oh,
the red
because I've got my
floating.
red. Sorry. So just the one. Obviously, that one's going to go, so it's not floating anymore. And I'm going to play Stellar Ice Shaper. Create a colourless snow artifact token named Icy Manolith with more mana of any colour.
Because
So this is a really powerful card, but the second ability is the one to really watch out for in your deck, because you can pay 8 and tap it, look at the top 4 and cast a spell without paying its mana cost. This is a really powerful ability in Magic, especially in this deck where you have so much mana available to you to be able to do that.
Can I do this at any point in the game, or is it just my turn?
That's a really good question. Because it has the tap symbol on it,
Yeah.
because this creature has summoning sickness, meaning it can't attack the turn it comes in,
Yeah.
you can't do it yet, which is why I had to wait with Krenko as well.
Got ya.
But next turn, you'll be able to do it, or if it had haste.
Right, yeah.
So if it didn't have the tap symbol, it means you could activate that ability even if the
Instantly.
creature has summoning sickness. But because you can't tap a creature that's got summoning sickness,
Yeah.
that's how that one works.
Fab. Okay, brilliant. And then I'm going to go into combat phase. I feel like I've got a lot on the board, which I'm excited
I just
for.
remind you that we do have a deal.
You know what? I was half tempted. Like, do I really do dirty to Wally here? But I feel like
Oh, that's controversial.
controversial, but it's
This is a
fun.
really good learning moment. This is a really good learning moment. That would be considered a bad move.
You will get absolutely crucified in the comments.
Then I knew he's got death touch. I'm
Breaking
not
the
gonna
social
do.
contract there.
One of the things I would say that Gorklaw has an ability here.
Yeah.
That whenever it attacks, each other creature that attacks with power 4 or greater,
Yeah.
it's going to give +1/+1 an ability called Trample. Trample allows you to do damage over the creatures that block it.
Right.
So essentially, I can't block with a 1/1 and get away with it.
Yeah.
So if you attacked with this, it'll get +1. I'd actually have to block, 7 toughness to stop you from doing any damage to me, which may not be something that we want to do. So although you've made a deal with Wally,
Yeah.
it might be correct to attack me or Alec.
Well, Christian's got an almighty board state there. So basically, you can either do lots of damage to Christian, or you can make him get rid of lots of his board state. I suspect he'll take the damage.
Interesting. So I'm then, okay, Christian, you bigged yourself up. I'm going to go for you.
Yes. We're safe-ish.
I'm going to attack you with Claw and Archetype of Endurance.
So you tap them.
Yep.
There's a trigger here, so they're both going to get +1/+1
Yep.
and Trample. I think the best thing to do will be to tap Krenko to make 5 goblins.
I've never seen goblins that are going to die more quickly.
Right. Now, there are going to be 2/2s because of my ability from Reroll. And when they die, they're going to deal 1 damage to any target. So, I'm going to...
I think you've got to get rid of the Archetype of Endurance,
I'm going to double block the Gorklaw, and I'm going to triple block the Archetype of Endurance. So I will take 2 damage, one from each of them.
Yeah.
So I'll take 2. I have 5 goblins die, but your 2 creatures will die. But don't worry, I'm going to target stuff on Wally's board.
Oh, fab.
Okay, I have 5 1 damage triggers. I'm going to do the Maya Triton, and I'm going to do your commander. I will also exile the top 5 cards in my library, and I can cast any of them that are goblins until the end of my next turn. Okay, so I have 3 goblins that are exiled that I can cast until the end of my next turn, which is Reckless One, Breaches, and Arms Dealer, so I can play them until my next turn.
Okay, so Maya Triton will die. My commander, when it dies, I can choose to put it back in the command zone. And what happens now is it will have something called command attacks, which means when I play it again, which will be at some point in the future, hopefully, if I don't die beforehand, it will cost 2 more, so it'll cost 6 next time. Good.
Fab, and I'm right in thinking my 2 are dead now.
Yeah,
your things are 2 dead.
It's a bit rude, that. So that's all from me. I'm going to pass turn to Christian.
Okay, I'll untap. Yes, Krenko untapped. Yeah. And draw.
Krenko's got to go. He's got to go.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Okay, I'm going to play a mountain. I think it makes sense for me to use what's in exile this turn to just get a bit of extra value so I'm not burning through all my cards. I want to cast this, but I can't cast something else at the same time. I'm going to cast the Arms Dealer, which allows me to pay 1 and a red to sacrifice a goblin to deal 4 damage to target creature. And I'm going to cast the Breaches Eager Pillager as well, which cares more about pirates than goblins, but whenever a pirate attacks, I can create a treasure token, I can make a creature not be able to block, or I can exile top card of my library and play it this turn. Combat. I could send this at you, but you could double block and kill it. I don't think you would, but I think I'm going to try. So, Alex, I'm going to swing the Pashalik Mons at yourself.
It's a 3/3, right? Isn't it?
It's a 3/3.
Yeah, it's a 3/3, yeah. I am just going to take the damage. I feel like I still need my stuff. My deck isn't quite doing what it needs to do at this moment in time, so I'm just going to take the 3.
I thought that might be the case, and I promise you, Passionate Mons doesn't have a personal vendetta against you. That's it from me. I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to run tap. Draw for turn. I'm going to play a Skycloud Expanse for my land. So again, the same as we've had beforehand. I need to put 1 mana into it to then be able to tap for 2.
Now, a note to beginners: this card does not ramp you. I thought it ramped me for so long, but it doesn't.
No, no, it really doesn't. So I'm looking at the board state here, and we definitely have a goblin issue, and Krenko is definitely at the
They're just
forefront.
cute little guys.
Yeah, they're really, really cute. Of course
I
they
think
are.
we need some pest control here, don't we?
I think we
We're still
do.
talking about the goblins.
Okay, so I'm going to tap 4 mana, and I'm going to play an Alpharin Mutineer. This is a Salamander Pirate. It reads, when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-salamander creature. That creature's controller creates a 4 free blue salamander creature token. I am going to target your Krenko.
I have a response to this.
Sure.
I'm going to tap the Krenko.
Yep.
To make goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to make 7 goblins.
Yep.
Now, this exiles it rather than kills it, which means that I won't get my death triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I won't get my death triggers. So I'm going to choose to, when it exiles, I'm going to put him back in the command zone. He's going to cost 2 more to cast if I want to cast him again. And I get a salamander.
You do. There you go.
So, it's not the end of the world.
Goblins are famously not salamanders. Good
I think it makes sense. So I'm not going to be upset about it because, look how many goblins I have.
Of course.
Continuing to have Krenko would be a massive problem for everybody.
I think it's important to know as well, when your commander leaves the battlefield and goes to a new zone, so whether it be the graveyard or into exile, you have the ability to make a choice between where you put your commander. Some, like your commander, for argument's sake, you may want to put in your graveyard, particularly if there's a lot of command attack. So it's really important to know that.
Yeah. And if it gets exiled from your graveyard, you have the option to put it back in your command.
Exactly.
So whenever it changes zone.
So it's relatively safe either way. Okay, so my deck, unfortunately, is at this moment in the game still needs to be quite defensive. So I'm not going to go to attacks. Instead, I'm going to pass the turn to you, Wally.
Okay, so a bit of rebuilding needed, I think, after the disaster of last turn, and that was not the card to help me rebuild. Okay, we're
Just bad deck building, Matt Wally.
Well, it is a precon, so yeah. Thanks, Gavin. Alright, so we're going to start. We're actually going to activate the Wayfarer's Bauble, so I'll sacrifice that.
And you get a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped, correct?
Correct. Okay, so a swamp will enter the battlefield tapped, and I will put my shuffled library back in the position. Then I suppose I just want to use the rest of my mana now, really, don't I? So we'll tap for 3, activating the Signet to play a Spark Creeper. It's a 2/3 zombie, and it has an ability where I can pay 3 and sacrifice a creature or planeswalker to gain a life and draw a card.
Spark Reaver.
Trigger.
Electrifying. Couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, Wally.
Taxi for Alex. And that will trigger on the Champion of the Perished, so it'll get another counter. So it's now a 5/5, so it's pretty chonky boy.
It's big.
Is it chunkier than 7/2/2 goblins?
It's not chonkier than 7/2/2 goblins, no. Little is, to be perfectly honest. Over to you for some smash.
Before you pass your turn, Wally, I've got things to do. So I'm going
Must be nice, mustn't it?
End step play, fantastic.
So I'm going to tap my mountain and I'm going to sacrifice a clue.
Yeah, because you get double mana from the mountain.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So you'll draw a card?
So I'm going to draw a card, and then I'm also going to tap another one and sacrifice my other clue.
Yeah.
So I'm done there.
I know
Thank you.
draw
another card.
And draw another card, which is interesting. Then I'm going to tap my Moonswell Bridge, and I'm going to play my creature Elf Archer.
Oh, so this has Flash, so
Yes.
you can play it at any time. So Flash is like an ability that allows you to play some cards like you would an instant, so you can play it at any time, basically.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Flashes are always associated with a bit more of a control-y style deck as well. The idea is that you want to use that mana in someone else's turn.
Yes.
So it's a great card.
Why are the
great.
aggro decks playing control better than
I
us?
know, I know, I'm worried.
So if you want to end your turn there, Wally, that's fine.
I'm done with your turn now.
I mean, yeah. Are you done? Would you like to end my turn?
And so now it'll become your turn
So
then.
now it's actually my turn. So we're going to untap everything, which is looking busy for lands, isn't it?
I'm just worried about what's under the Mosswalk Bridge.
I was thinking the exact
Yeah.
same thing. It's going to be
Well,
big.
Al hasn't
Interesting.
played it, so maybe it's not that good. Well, I guess we'll find out at some point.
We will. I'm going to draw a card for my
drop it
turn. Just going to play a basic forest. So I'm going to tap to float 1. And I'm going to play Tranquil Thrillback. When Tranquil Thrillback plays battlefield, you may pay mana up to 3 times. When you pay this cost 1 more time, choose that many.
So I think you can get rid of an artifact enchantment, exile a graveyard, or gain 4 life. You have a mana floating, you can have more mana. What would you like to do?
I'm going to exile the graveyard, I think.
So Al, if you to exile, you're going to do a deal.
Wally, okay, so I should explain for the viewers. Wally's playing a graveyard deck. Exiling his graveyard is really bad for him.
Yeah.
So this is why all of a sudden he's in massive deal-making mode.
Exiling my graveyard pretty much ends my game at this stage of the game. So if you don't exile my graveyard and you do something other than exiling my graveyard, basically, I will not attack you until... I will only attack you if it's only us 2 left in the game. For the rest of the game.
Oh,
Big
that's
deal.
That's a
Big
spicy
deal.
It's a
deal.
big deal, and it is a bit spicy, but now I'm still going to exile your graveyard.
Al, you are dead to me. That's my graveyard
I
gone.
was like, I definitely don't want to come on the show again. I just want this one time. So
You've been cut out of the will now.
yeah.
You're gone. Dead to him.
Sorry, done.
If you feel him kicking you under the table or something like
You already
that.
have, don't worry. Sorry, Wally.
So you paid the 1 mana. Are you doing any of the other things?
Any other things? You know what I might do, Christian? I think I'm going to tap for 6. So I'm just going to tap you 2 and tap you, obviously because I've got my double mana. And I'm going to also play Hydra Omnivore. Whenever Hydra Omnivore deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent.
What is this?
This is a great deck, Christian. Thank you.
It's not going to get trampled anymore, though, is it? Because Goreclaw's gone.
Let's go.
No.
Okay.
And then with that, then I'm going to enter my combat phase.
Yikes.
Dangerous.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, we missed a trigger here, but don't worry, we'll let you go back. You
Yeah.
sacrificed 2 clues, so this gets a 2, and also you did play a land for turn, so you
I
get
did.
another clue. Sorry, we just missed that one.
Completely missed. I've just got so much going on,
Yeah,
Christian.
there's just too much going
It's
on.
too much. So I'm entering my combat phase. I am feeling extra spicy. I'm going to go for Wally again. I'm really sorry. Not sorry.
What did Wally do?
I don't
Was there something
know.
off camera?
Obviously something I don't know about.
Yeah, so I'm going to swing for Wally here. So I'm going to go for swing with you on my 5/5,
Yeah.
my 5/2.
So tap them.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go for it, aren't I?
Oh, sorry, because there was a trigger here that we missed as well.
Oh.
You can pay X to put X +1/+1 counters on this creature when either of these things entered. So you actually have another. So you've paid a total of. You actually have. you could have paid 6 to put 6 +1/+1 counters on it.
Right, okay. So with that, I'm going to play my 6/1/1 counters also.
So we just missed it, so you'd have to tap
Yeah.
for it. That's fine.
That's fine.
Al's a new player. It's going to happen.
We're in.
So have you got your dice? You put 6 +1/+1 counters on it.
What on F6 is it that?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
6.
thank you.
Is that attacking as well?
It is attacking. Yeah.
And who's that one attacking?
That's going to also attack Wally.
What did Wally ever
I'm
do
so
to Al?
sorry. But yeah, there we are.
I'm
We're
going
going to deal with this.
I'm going to do the table a favour. I'm going to not block with Champion of the Parish, but I am going to double block Nakia of the Old Ways with Prized Amalgam and Spark Reaper, so Nakia will die and I'll take the rest of the damage.
Oh yeah, that's good. So you're gonna take 11, is it?
Yes, 11.
What Wally's taking one for the team.
So I'm down to 26 and I have 1 creature left.
So my Nakia of the Old Ways is going back.
Yeah, and so it has a command attack, so you can get the
Yep.
dice to put 1, so it'll cost 7 mana.
That's me done then, Christian. I'm going to pass it along to you and all your goblins.
There's a lot of goblins over there.
Sure.
And an honorary
Scared.
goblin as
Yeah. Wally, I think that was mean.
It was very mean, wasn't it?
And it's not, for those who've watched other episodes, it's not like me and Wally to team up a little bit, but Al,
Well, Al
I
needs
mean,
to be taken
this is our domain here. Like, you're coming in as a new player, and there's just super powerful stuff. So I'm gonna.
I think Al needs to show a bit of respect.
Yeah. I'm gonna tap 2 for a Grenzo Havoc Razor, which is the one I shoot before. Whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, I can choose to go target creature that player controls, or exile the top card of that player's library and cast it until end of turn and use mana of any colour. We're gonna go to combat. And Al,
Oh, no.
I am going to swing all my goblin tokens at you, which are all 2/2s.
Oh.
Yikes.
Right. I'm also going to swing the impulsive pilferer, and yeah, they're going to go at you.
Yeah. Thanks,
I
Christian.
am also going to swing the breaches at Alix. So that's what's going to happen. So I have a trigger when this attacks. I can choose something. I'm going to choose to exile the top card of my library until my end of turn. I may play it. It is a mountain. So that will go into exile for now, and then we will go to combat. So there are 8 2/2s coming at you.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Christian.
Well, you can block 3 of them.
That's probably the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
you
going
can
to
just block
block
them for
3
free.
of them, which would... What one's that going to trigger?
So I will get to exile the top 3 cards of my library. If they're goblins, I can play them until my end of my next turn, and I also get 3 damage triggers. 3 1/1 damage triggers.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, we'll go
you could just
priority
take
order.
16
I'm just going to
damage.
4/4 first strike at you.
I'm going to take 4.
Sure.
I
Whenever that deals damage to a player, I'm actually going to choose to exile the top card of your library. So this happens first. Okay. All right, that's not really that useful for me.
Nope.
No, and then the goblins are coming at you. That happened first because it has first strike, and first strike damage happens first.
Interesting
I
to
like
know.
So I don't necessarily want to take 16. I think that's just going to hurt me. I'll be less life than Molly then, and that's saying something at the moment.
It certainly is, isn't it?
Oh, well, swipe.
To wipe my board,
Oh, no.
flexes on me, digs at me.
So are you gonna
wow,
block
wow,
3
wow,
then?
wow.
I'm going to block 3.
Would you like to block the 3 tokens, or would you like to do the impulsive pilfer? When it dies, I create a treasure token, and it has encore. Basically, that is probably the one that I would most like to die.
Yes.
So don't block it.
So I'm not going to... But what do you mean by encore?
So
Freebie?
that's a really good thing. So encore, I can pay 4 and exile it from my graveyard, so it's a cost I can do for my graveyard. For each opponent, I create a token that can attack that turn, and I sacrifice them at the end. So it's a way for me basically to get more mana by getting more treasures, because it has when it dies create a treasure, and treasures tap and sack for mana.
Well, yeah, I'm going to block that one.
You're going to block this one?
Oh, actually, no, sorry, I'm not. Take that back. I'm going to block 3 goblins.
Okay, so 3 goblins will die.
Yep.
I will hit you for 10.
Yeah.
I will exile. I will choose to goad.
Oh, you goaded me as well.
I'm going to goad
Oh.
all 4 of your creatures.
Why?
So
And
they have to attack next turn.
yeah,
And they can't attack
and they
next
can't
turn.
attack me. And I will exile a top card of your library, and I
Okay.
may put. Is it may cast that until end of turn?
Cast.
Okay, so I can't cast that. Someone's going to stay in exile.
Okay.
Okay. I will play the mountain.
You have some damage triggers off your gobbos.
Oh, I
as
do.
well.
I do have some time. Thank you very much. And Al.
And I will point out that Svella has 2 damage marked on right now.
Svella does have 2 damage. You've hurt him. I will kill.
coming at me.
I will kill the Svella, and then I'll just ping Alex for 1.
Sure.
Yeah.
That Svella did have to go, to be fair.
That was rude, that, Ollie.
Then
Oh, really?
It's not.
the mountain that's exiled, I will play for turn. I'm going to rather scarily pass.
Pass the turn, hey?
Yeah.
Ooh.
With mana open.
Is this staying in exile?
This exiled. Yeah, I'm not going to cast it.
That's fine.
But no Kranko, so that's a thing at least.
Yeah, at least. Okay, I will untap. Draw for turn. I'm going to play a land for turn.
I feel like I was looking at a board and regretting her life choices a little bit.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get my tiny violin.
I nearly spat TL on the board.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to tap for 3 mana. I'm going to play a Circuit Mender.
Nice.
It's a 2/3 intersect creature. When it enters the battlefield, I gain 2 life. More importantly, when it leaves the battlefield, I get to draw a card.
This is pretty good. I like this. Maybe I should be playing this in my Blink though.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is good in Blink, yeah.
I'm going to pass the turn again because there's nothing more I can do at this moment in
Oh,
time.
really? I thought there was a second spell on the way.
Well,
Okay.
unfortunately not.
Well, I will untap and draw. Okay, that is a card that will be useful later. Al, would you like to cease hostilities for a little while?
I mean, I feel like I want to say yeah, but...
Not good for you though, because her
Yeah.
stuff's goaded.
I mean, so obviously it's just, I'm not offering you anything in return, it's just like a ceasefire.
I'm
ceasefire.
surprised that Wally's offering you the ceasefire, to be honest with you, because Wally's
I thought
been.
he was going to come back hard.
Yeah.
No, I'll accept the ceasefire, yeah.
Okay, good. In that case, I'll just tap for 6 to play my commander again. So Gissa and Geralf is back. There's an ETB, so I'll mill 4 cards. So there will be an island, a swamp, a buried alive, and a Stitcher's Supply. So there is at least a zombie in there.
Okay. Better than last time.
Yeah.
Better than last time,
again.
but not much better than last time, really, because the buried alive would have been useful. I can attack, but a 5/5 just ain't good at the moment, is it? Yeah, so I'll pass to you.
Thank you. And then with my Goda, Christian, have I got attack now, or
No, only on your combat.
on my
your
combat?
combat, yeah.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
So you'll untap and all the rest of it is normal.
Yeah. Before you pass your turn, I'm going to sacrifice a clue.
I don't think you actually have the mana to do it, Al. I think you're tapped out.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I am, aren't I?
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's rude. Okay, we'll draw a card
We've
then
we've
instead.
gone from being really nice to Al to slowly being like, hang on a second.
Hang on, yeah.
hang on a second.
Right, so drew a card. I'm just going to untap all my lovely mana that we've got going on here.
I'm still scared of this hideaway card. Like, that's being sandbag bags, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you put a Crater Hoof in this deck?
No. It's a budget deck.
So I'm going to tap for 7. 4, 6, 7. And I'm going to bring my commander back.
Yep.
Makes
Seems like a
sense.
sensible play.
Oh, yeah. I miss having all my mana, that's why. And I've got to enter my combat phase and I've got to attack.
Going in the red zone, guys.
Going in.
And you have to attack someone other than me, which doesn't really matter for the Hydra Omnivore, but you did say a ceasefire with Wally. Also, when you play your commander, we missed this trigger last time, but we won't miss it at the end.
Yeah.
You may pay, you have 2, you now have,
I'm out of mana.
you have this.
Oh, no, yeah,
So you
sorry,
could-
different
But
one.
I mean, it's whether you want to or not.
I mean, yes, why not? So we'll tap that. And we will add, so that's going to be a 7/2.
One more counter, yeah. I know it'll be a, because it adds +1/+1.
Yeah, because this enters, because of the way it works, this
Yeah.
enters the battlefield, then the trigger happens. So
Right.
your land sees this and knows it can tap for 2, so you would actually get 2.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's now a 10/10.
Even better, 10/10.
And it's
So I've got a 10/10 and an 8/8 and a 5/2 to attack with. I'm going to have to attack you, Alex. I'm really sorry I called the ceasefire.
Whoa.
So I'm swinging at you 4.
Well, all 3 of them have to swing.
Yeah,
All 3 of them.
all
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Sorry,
Things you
not
hate to
sorry.
hear.
Yeah.
There is open mana, so maybe that's something.
Yeah.
The smile gives it away.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are attacking.
Yeah.
So you turn them sideways at Alex.
Yep.
Okay.
Apologies.
So
That's an 8/8, a 5/4, and a big boy.
A 10/10.
Yeah, 10/10. Cowboy time.
okay. So this is where I'm hoping my deck will start to shine a little bit. So I'm going to go to blocks, and I'm going to block my Mutineer to your Hydra, and I'm going to block the Circuit Mender to your Warbomb Preventer. Before damage, I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play an instant called Ghostly Flicker.
Oh, nice.
Which reads, exile 2 target artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control, return those cards to battlefield under your control. So I'm going to target the Mutineer and the Mender. So because blocks have been made,
Yeah.
these will flicker in and out so that the damage won't come through. So this is what we'll do. So these will come out.
Yeah.
Trigger when that leaves the battlefield.
Yeah, when this leaves battle, I get to draw a card. And then I'll have the Mender come in first, I gain 2 life. I'll have the Mutineer come in, there'll be another trigger, and I get to exile another creature of yours, and you'll get a 4/3 blue salamander walker creature.
It doesn't have to be ours, does it? It can be any creature.
It's any. Yeah, it's targeted any.
Oh, interesting.
I'm actually going to target this guy because goad is pretty bad for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Makes sense. And obviously, you do want me to attack you next, so so I have 2 salamanders.
Yep. It's best for the tokens as well.
So, have any of mine died now because of your...
No, but you are going to take 5.
No, but I am going to take 5.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Blinky stuff happening.
And with all that, I'm going to pass to Christian.
Okay, so I have something I'd like to do on your end step. I'm going to tap 4 and use Pashalikmon's ability to sacrifice a goblin to create 2 goblin creature tokens. I'm going to sacrifice my Impulsive Pilferer. I will make a treasure token. Does somebody have a treasure token? And I'll make 2 goblin tokens. I'll also have 1 damage on the stack, and I will ping you for 1.
Sure.
And there's my treasure token. Then we will go to my turn. I'll untap.
It's a big old board state. Anyone got a board wipe?
Also, end step shenanigans from the goblins.
I know.
That's worrying.
Where are the mid-range decks?
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to tap 3 for a Goblin War Chief.
Oh,
This is good. Goblins spells cost 1 less to cast, and goblins I control have haste. That means it can tap straight away. Usually that's used for attacking, but sometimes it can be used for activating abilities. Essentially, it doesn't have summoning sickness. I'm then going to tap 4 and sack my treasure, using the reduced cost from Goblin War Chief to recast Krenko.
Oh dear.
Which now has haste.
Yeah, this is really problematic.
Really
I
bad.
am going to tap Krenko to make another 13 goblins.
I'm scared.
So I'm actually just going to go to the point of I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm now going to have 19 of little goblins that are absolutely fine.
Wow.
Now, there was somebody who got rid of something that I wanted this last turn.
That might have been me.
Yeah.
I think it might have been me.
Sorry.
So I'm just trying to...
Maybe he'll forget.
I'm going to go to combat. Now, Wally, I feel like you've been hard done by, so you have this turn for me not to upset you. I'm going to divide the goblins into a pile of 9 and a pile of 10.
So kind of Christian say he's not going to attack you for 3 turns.
We're going to go to combat. I'm going to swing... I'm going to swing the 9 goblins and the 2 salamanders, seeing as you love the salamander so much.
Yeah.
And I'm going to swing the 10 2/2s at you. So I'm just... Yes, that's what's going to happen.
Okay, so we go for priority, which would be me. Okay, I can't do anything about the salamander warriors, but I am going to block 4 goblins. 3 of them will die, and then these 2 effectively bounce off each other.
Sure. Cool. So you'll take...
Yeah.
So you'll take the...
6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20.
You're going to take 20 damage, and yourself you've got 10 at you. You can block one of them.
And take 18.
Yeah, I'm going to block.
Okay, so I lose one of these. I lose 3 of these.
Yep.
So I go to 6. You will take 20.
Yep.
And you will take 8, 9 times. You'll take 18. So you're both on 10.
Lovely.
I've lost 4 goblins, and so I will split the love between the 2 of you. I will also exile the top 4. 2 of them are the Goblin King. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Who do you do what? Remind me of the babe. Shout out to Goblin King Bowie. Right, so I can cast them until the end of my next turn. That's it from me. Just a minor turn. I'll pass the turn.
It's a minor ting.
Minor turn. Look at my life. Wow.
Well, you did get rid of my thing.
Mine like yours 2 life totals.
Yeah. Untap and draw. Tap 3 of my lands, and I'm going to play Frantic Search. It's an instant that reads, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, untap up to 3 lands. Okay, so I have to discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard this Idyllic Beachfront and also Archetype of Imagination, which is actually part of my win condition, which gives my creatures flying and takes flying away from other creatures. So it's a real shame, but it is what it is. I'm going to play a land for turn.
Did you untap your lands, by the way, for the other ability on Frantic Search?
I did not. I'm glad you said that.
That's okay. I'm here to help.
Can you just affect Christine's board state in any way? Maybe get us another
But we
turn?
were friends.
Not with that board state.
Yeah, that's horrific.
We shall see. Okay, I'm going to tap 4 mana, and I'm going to play an Archaeomancer, which is a creature. It says, when it enters the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from my graveyard to my hand. I'm going to return this Ghostly Flicker.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this to my hand. There's a trigger on my commander here. Whenever I cast a second spell each turn, exile up to 1 target creature you control and return that to the battlefield under its owner's control. So I'm going to target my Mutineer, which will...
I'm about to get a 3rd Salamander, aren't I?
You are. As it comes back in, I'm going to target your Goblin War Chief, as giving goblins haste...
It's not fun for people who are playing against me. I now have 3 of these. One of them is untapped.
That's fine.
So I'll just do 2 tapped and 1 untapped.
Perfect. I feel like I'm definitely going to need some blockers, so that is all I'm going to do. I'm going to pass the turn to you, Wally.
Sure, thank you. So I'll untap and draw. Christian, what's pumping your goblins?
The Runvelt Horde Master.
That's a 1/1, okay. Alright, I might be able to do something about that. Right, so we're going to do my commanders thing first. So I can play a zombie spell from my graveyard once per turn. So I'll tap a swamp to play Stitcher's Supplier from my graveyard. When it enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Now, because a creature has entered the battlefield from my graveyard, there's a delayed trigger on Prized Amalgam. So I'm just going to pop that there, because that will come in on end step. But I'll put those 3 cards into my graveyard first. They are Heraldic Banner, Lazotep Plating, and Vila the Nightclad.
Can I just ask, you are running some zombies in this deck, aren't you? Because every time you mill...
Well, they all got exiled, sadly.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Al.
No idea what
I
happened.
think she got punished.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Okay. I have 5 mana left, and I can do something useful with that. So I'm going to tap my 5 mana. And I'm going to play Enter the God Eternal. So it deals 4 damage to target creature, and I gain life equal to the damage dealt this way, and then target player mills 4, and I amass 4. So it does a lot. So we'll just do it in order it's written. So I'll do 4 damage to your Goblin Lord.
Okay, so I have a trigger here.
Yep.
It will exile the top one. That's good to see off the top because I can't cast it. This will deal damage to the target creature equal to the number of creatures you control, so I could have got rid of something spicy. I also have a 1 damage trigger. While it seems as you killed my thing, I will...
Fair enough. Do you not want to hit my Stitcher Supplier?
No.
Okay, so the next thing is I will gain life, so I'll gain 4 life, down up to 29. Target player mills 4 cards, I will target myself. So I will mill Submerged Boneyard, Victimize, Pilfered Plans, and a Swamp. So no zombies. Seems to be the story of my day, and then amass 4. So what that means is I will create a zombie army token and put 4+1/+1 counters on it. Now, during that whole interaction, 2 zombies enter the battlefield. So there'll be 2 triggers on Champion of the Perished. It'll get 2 more counters. That goes to the graveyard. I'm going to keep my stuff on blockers because I think I'm going to need it for Christian. So I'll go to my end step. That delayed trigger will now happen. So Prized Amalgam will return to the battlefield tapped. There'll be another trigger on Champion of the Perished, so it will gain a counter. So it's now a 8/8. And that is, yeah, maybe I untap, maybe I don't. Al, over to you.
Thank you.
I think you need to swing at Christian.
I need to do something here. This is terrible. Right, so we're going to untap everything.
Al, if you want to swing your Hydra Omnivore at me, I'll probably just take it.
Oh, because that'll... It'll kill Alex, for sure.
Well, yeah. I don't think I've got much life left in me. Alright, draw 1.
Just remember, Al, that I returned that card from my graveyard. That means I could do the same as last time. It's not that I want to do, but it's a bit of a waste of damage when Christian's so far ahead of me.
Al is pretty dead to me next turn because I can give the Goblin King to give my goblins Mountain Walk.
Interesting.
So you're not long for this world, so you might as well not come last.
Oh, well, I'll try my best. I will try my best.
Christian's threatening you, and now you're saying you're not going to attack him.
Oh, it's terrible. Right, I'm going to tap land, and I'm going to sacrifice a clue because I need to draw a card. And once I've sacrificed a clue, it triggers this. So we're this one is. I knew it was one of them. That absolutely did not help me whatsoever.
Just bad deck building.
Yeah, terrible. It started off so strong, Christian. I'm going to tap for 4. And I'm going to play Bedrocked Fortress. As long as you have your 10 creatures you control have hexproof.
Nice.
Each creature you control toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power.
That's quite good.
It's essentially like a 4/4/6, a 4-mana 6/6, really.
Yeah.
Tap for 6. So we'll tap these 3 here. And I'm going to play Loyal Guardian, Trample, Lieutenant. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control your commander, put a +1/1 counter on each creature you control.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to combat, presumably?
I once played a game with the Loyal Guardian, by the way, and it got stolen by every other player, and I never got a trigger.
Thank you.
So I always think of it as like the most disloyal Guardian ever.
I think that's it. I'm going to enter my combat phase.
I think you need to give Christian a smack here.
I'm going to swing everything at Christian. Because
everything at me.
Well, either I know I'm going to die, so I may as well. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang. So
okay, so swing them then.
yeah, let's go. So 9, 6, 6. What are we on there?
That's 11.
11. 5.
That can't attack. It's not got
Oh
haste.
no, yeah, sorry.
And I think that came in this turn.
Yeah,
as well.
It did,
correct,
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go to blocks. I'm going to block the biggest thing with the Goblin Matron. I'm going to block the Tireless Tracker with the Arms Dealer. and I'm going to block Nikia with my breaches, and I'm going to let the Hydra Omnivore hit me, because if anyone's going to deal with that, they've got to deal with it now, and it's going to have to be Alex.
Okay, I can't let that happen because
You would die.
I will die. So I am going to tap 3 and I'm going to replay the Ghostly Flicker.
Nice.
This is exile the 2 target artifacts, creatures, or lands and return those cards to battlefield under the owner's controller. So I'm going to target the Mutineer and the Mender again. So these will leave battlefield. The Mender will come in. I'll draw a card. And as it enters, I gain 2 life. As the Mutineer comes in, I'm going to target the Hydra to become a Salamander. I'm really sorry, but I had to do that.
Okay.
So then it won't be attacking either, right, when it comes in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant. So what has now gone on with my board?
These 3 things die.
Yep.
I take nothing. I have 3 death triggers in terms of pinging people for life. I'm going to pick Wally.
Just so we know,
Makes sense.
I don't have any more of these types.
All the salamanders are out.
Yeah.
So you have got a salamander. So we'll just put it here. There's a salamander.
Okay.
He's there.
It's not going to matter because you're going to die next.
I know, yeah. I assumed as much.
And
I'm going to pass it to Christian.
I will
I think
untap.
somebody's going to die now.
I think maybe 2 people might.
Got an inkling.
Yeah.
Maybe me.
Draw.
At least the goblins don't have haste.
Tap 2 for Mind Stone.
Okay.
Tap 1, 2, and the Mind Stone to play the Goblin King.
Okay.
From exile. I'm not going to play this, so this is going to go back into stay in exile. So now all my goblins get Mountain Walk. Bad for you, unfortunately. That means that they can attack you
And can't be blocked.
and can't be blocked.
Yeah.
I'm then going to tap 3 for a Squee, Dubious Monarch.
Okay, yeah.
So whenever it attacks, it has haste, and whenever it attacks, I create a 1/1 goblin that's attacked and attacking. So, so my goblins all have +1/+1 and Mountain Walk, so I need to swing 4 at you. So 4 are coming at you, Al. Then, because you got 10 creatures, I need to swing. Sorry, you got 5. I need to swing 10 at you.
Yep.
I then have 1 more goblin, which is going to be swinging at Wally alongside my 3 salamander warriors, my Squee, and when I attack, Squee will make another goblin that is tapped and attacking you, Wally.
Yep.
Okay.
So we go into priority order. So these are coming at you, Alex.
Yep.
And then these are at Wally, and these are at you, Al.
Okay, so this is really unfortunate. I'm gonna block with everything, but unfortunately, you've swung enough goblins at me that you're gonna end up killing me, I think. So these will all kill 1 goblin, and I will end up taking 10, unfortunately.
I do have a response before damage,
sorry.
but I'll just let these guys have sound blockers.
I'm going to block with... How big are your goblins again?
This is a 3/3, these are 2/2s, and then these are 4/3s.
Okay, I'm going to block a salamander with Stitcher Supplier.
Sure.
I'm going to block another salamander with Champion of the Perish. And then I'll block a goblin with Gissu and Garolf.
Okay. Do you have any responses before you die?
Unfortunately not. I am...
You can play the card with Hideaway.
Yeah,
You've got enough mana left to do it. Just, for a laugh. Show us all what it was.
Yeah, I'll play it. So it was indeed Nessun Warrior Ravager. So tribute 6. This creature enters the battlefield. The opponent of your choice may place 6 +1/1 counters on it.
This can save you.
Yep.
It can.
This can save you
It can.
because you could fight the Goblin King.
Ooh.
That is what I'm going to do.
Well, target me, and I'll say no to your counters.
Target
You may. Oh, wait, hang on. Is it a creature that? Is it a target
Yeah.
creature?
So when it
Yeah.
enters, it can
Yeah.
fight something. Oh, this is a good.
Okay, so
This could save.
I'm going to say
everyone.
no way, Jose, to your
Yeah,
counters, and
that's
you may,
fine.
as long as you fight someone on Christian's board.
Okay,
I will absolutely fight Christian's board.
probably
Well, just
the
one
thing.
of the goblins. Coming back.
This
Yeah.
is this is the one.
Oh yeah,
it's
the
got
Goblin
to be
King.
that.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
will, attack Goblin King.
Okay, in response to that, I'm going to tap Krenko, and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to make 20 goblins.
It's a lot of goblins.
That's a lot of goblins.
This will die. I'll have 1 damaged.
Take that.
Yeah. And then we will resolve damage. So this will actually make things a bit different. So now you've assigned the blockers.
Okay.
So you're going to take 5.
Yep.
And I'm going to lose 5 goblins.
I will take my 5.
From your board.
Thank you, Al. Thank you very much.
Well, remember, I still have the damage triggers though. So you've blocked this, so your thing's just going to die.
Yep, so Stitcher's Supplier will die.
And you're going to take 4, Al.
Yes.
How much am I taking, Christian?
You are taking...
I blocked 2 Salamanders.
9, 10, 11, 12.
I blocked 2 Salamanders.
Oh, you blocked 2?
2 Salamanders.
Oh, so you're taking 8.
Okay, so I'll take 8 damage. And there is a death trigger on Stitcher's Supply, so I will mill 3 cards.
And I have...
Let me mill first.
Yeah.
So I'll mill Geth, Thane of Contract, Cemetery Reaper, and Deep Analysis.
So I actually have the Goblin King. So
Yeah.
I have 5 damage triggers, and now I get to choose how I want to have this. But I'm actually probably a bit more worried about Al than I am Alex. So Al,
The new player.
So rude.
you're out.
It is quite
Okay.
rude.
I know what, I'll take it.
And you're out.
I'm done.
Thanks for coming on.
Anytime.
But thank you for that hideaway creature. That saved me.
Saved you.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay.
Try and stop the goblins.
Weren't expecting the go,
Thank
were
you,
you?
little guys.
I was not expecting another go.
The Goblin and Salamander crew.
That's an untap, and I'll draw.
You lost a Salamander, by the way.
Oh, did I lose one?
Yeah.
Or did you block it with something?
Yeah,
different?
Wally blocked it before.
Oh, sorry. My poor Salamanders.
Okay, I'm going to play a land. I'm playing island for turn. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play Dovin's Security. So when it enters the battlefield, I draw 2 life.
You draw.
Gain 2 life and draw a card.
Sure.
At this moment in time, I need answers.
Is that an answer?
Not necessarily, but potentially. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to play a Commander Sphere. It's this taps for 1 mana of my commander's identity. I will tap it, float the mana. What I actually really need is a card, so I'm going to sacrifice it straight away, and then I'm going to draw a card. As it was my second spell, I get a trigger on Ozia. Whenever I cast a creature, second spell, sorry, I get to exile a creature. I'm going to exile the Mutineer, and as that comes back in, I'm going to target this goblin as it's been quite problematic.
Exiled.
You do get another Salamander.
He's had so many
This is how much a problem my deck is that I got so many Salamanders.
I'll be honest with you, Ollie. I think I'm probably going to die next turn, so I'm going to try and help you out. I'm going to do a bit of a deal. I'm just going to full swing and try and take out some of those goblins or do whatever damage I can do.
Well, all your stuff has flying, so you won't be able to block
No,
it.
you're thinking of Wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's weirdly in my hand, but it's not in the graveyard.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I'll just nug down some goblins. It's not really going to do too much, to be honest. Okay, so I will then just last ditch, try and get rid of some of these goblins. I'm just going to swing everything at you, Christian.
I'm going to block the Anthin Mutineer with my untapped Salamander, and I'm going to take the rest.
Okay, in response to that, I am going to tap the Signet for a white. I'm going to play Cloud Shift.
Sure.
I'm going to exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. I'm going to target the Mutineer.
Yep.
So what they'll do, they'll come out of battlefield, we'll come back in, I'm going to target you Cranko.
Okay, cool. So I now have 2 Salamanders.
Salamanders.
I've got 4 total.
Yeah.
And I will take 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's also a trigger on Dovin's Security when Cloud Shift. I can return this to my hand.
Sure.
Okay.
That's all I can do. I'll see you on the other side, Wally. Pass the turn.
Yeah, on the other side, right. Okay, this is going to have to be a big, big turn. So we'll draw for my big, big turn. That is not a big, big card, unfortunately.
My plan is to kill you with the Salamanders. If I can.
So I think if I have any hope of getting another turn, what I need is blockers. So first things first, we'll bring back the Stitcher's Supplier again.
That's come back from your graveyard a couple of times now, hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
done
So
really well.
that will enter the battlefield, and I will put 3 cards into my graveyard. Swamp, Island, Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm might have been useful, but then I will tap for 5 to play an enchantment. Liliana's Mastery. Zombies I control get +1/+1, and when it enters the battlefield, I get 2 2/2 zombie creature tokens.
The walls are coming up.
Yeah.
So they will actually be 3/3s because of Liliana's Mastery. I've got 2 of them. Well, and I'm obviously not going to attack, am I? 2 zombies entered the battlefield. 3 zombies entered the battlefield, in fact. So Champion of the Perished will get 3 counters. It has 10 on it now, so it is an 11-11. So, yeah, Christian, can you do it?
Untap. Upkeep and draw. Right. So, let's see if I've got something that just does it. So I'm going to tap and sack the Mind Stone to draw a card. I think we just go straight to combat here. I'm going to swing the Salamanders at you. It's probably enough. And then Wally, I'm going to swing all my goblins at you. So that there's a trigger from Squee. I'm going to make another goblin. So there are 32 goblins plus Squee. So that's 34 damage coming your way. And then there's 4 3s coming your way.
Okay. There is nothing more I can do. I am going to block one of the Salamanders just to trim the herd a little bit. And then I'm going to take 12. Because I only have 5. It puts me on 0 and I'm out of the game.
So that's 32 1/1s coming at me plus a Squee.
A 2/2, yeah.
I have 7 creatures.
So
that is not enough.
That is not. We've got the calculator.
I am not a mathematician, but that is not enough. So before I die, I will say good game.
Good game. Good game. Oh, there we go. Good game.
Oh God.
Good game, Alex. Thanks for coming on the show, Al. Sorry you died first.
You know what?
Christian's
I lasted longer
a
than what I
nightmare.
thought.
Well, thanks Nathan for building a deck. I mean, the brief was budget deck that's beginner friendly, which isn't too complicated and stuff like that. So I feel like the goblins is pretty strong.
Very.
Well, it's because you curved out and you had Krenko with haste, so you just sort of throwing loads of goblins out on the goblin field. It just does it.
I think Krenko needed an earlier answer. The fact that I got to use Krenko's ability so often.
Yeah.
But Nakia needed an answer as well, didn't it? So
Yeah.
You like the decoy threat.
100%, yeah.
But do you know what? To be fair, Al, you probably had the funniest moment in the game, which was making Wally exile his graveyard.
Pure,
Sorry, not
so
sorry.
rude.
And then the full send afterwards was just savage.
No, I think I'm going to attack Wally as well.
Don't you wish you'd attack Christian now?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
We do have a saying on the that I'm always the threat, and I think I've proved that today. Even when playing mono red, which is like my least favourite archetype.
And you built mine.
Yeah, but did you enjoy the
I
deck?
loved it, yeah. It was really good, interesting deck to play. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good.
Double mana is pretty good to me.
Yeah, and it was easy to understand for a beginner as well. Obviously, I had some questions throughout, but overall, it was a really good deck.
And that moment with the hideaway card as well, that's just been sat there. And actually, he's really
I
impactful.
know.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
And thanks for coming on. Did you enjoy yourself?
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely loved it. I felt playing these decks was really nice. They're a really good level, and it's nice to explain what our decks did and to show it.
Yeah. So hopefully people have enjoyed the show and they may take some cues from it when teaching other people how to play Commander.
Yeah, I'm sorry if we missed any triggers or things like that, but that happens. It's a game, and we all had fun, and that's the main thing. And I got to kill you with the salamanders.
Yeah.
It feels deserved, really. Hoisted by your own petard.
And with that, we'll say bye for now. Stay tuned for more post-game wrap. See you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Yeah,
Well
victory
done,
for the
well
goblins.
done. I'm having nightmares about Alex exiling my graveyard. That was a brutal turn. I did not enjoy that.
That was one of the funniest things that I've seen in ages, was when she exiled your graveyard and then had the cheek to go, do you know what? Full send.
Yeah, I've never been picked on like that ever. Al will be having some words with me.
Well, do you know what the good thing is? She picked up the game pretty quick.
Yeah, and that Nakia deck isn't the easiest, I think. I think, you built it really well.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think keeping track of double mana can sometimes be hard because you often end up floating quite a lot. Maybe you should make it as one of those decks with only even mana costed cards, and I'm sure there's a companion for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the companion's in blue-black, though. It's Gayuda, which might be a bit of a problem. I'm sure the comments section will know.
We're going to get rinsed.
Yeah,
it's definitely odd as well.
I'm wrong, yeah, companion's completely fine mechanic. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed the show, especially if you're new to Commander and you were kind of getting a taster for it. We hope it's sort of like set that flame alight, because it is really a great format, isn't it, Wally?
Yeah, I can't wait to see if this goes viral. Lots of people start playing Commander. Let us know in the comments if this is the first game of Commander you've seen and if it's encouraged you to go to your LGS, because LGSs are very friendly.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about the game and you don't understand something that's happened, or you think that actually what happened here, drop it in the comments. We do read every single one. We'll try and get back to as many as possible, especially if you are a new player and you're just looking to figure things out. We want to make sure we're supporting you.
And bear in mind that we might have made some mistakes as well, so we will admit to them in the
We will
comments.
have made some mistakes, but you know what? That's part of Commander.
It certainly
happens.
is, yeah. It's a complicated game.
You don't sit there with a level 3 judge telling you, you've done this, that, and that wrong. You need to go back. So, there are probably some mistakes in there as well. But that's all part of the fun.
All part of the fun, yeah. But thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We've got a few announcements, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. If you are going to MagicCon Amsterdam, we're going to be there. Come say hello. Also, Command Fest.
Yeah, Command Fest, which is coming up really soon. Drop us a message in the comments if you're coming. We're going to try and get games with all of our fans. Probably best to message us on Instagram or Twitter as well, just to be sure we don't. Once the video's been out a while, we don't always see all the comments. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well. It really helps the channel. And if you want to go one step further, we do have our Patreon as well, starting at just £1 a month. And we'll bring up all our wonderful patrons here. They are amazing. They're
wonderful, wonderful people. They really do make the world go round. So thank you very much to all our Patreons. Can't wait to see you on the spell table soon.
Yeah, fantastic. And this episode's been brought to you by WhatNot. We will be headlining WhatNotCon on Sunday the
14th of April, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. UK time. So we'll put all the times for our American followers in this bio below. Do tune in, and if you use our invite link that's coming up on screen and will also be below, you'll get a £10 voucher, which is enough for a mug if you want a mug, or maybe the single store, a pack, something like that. Basically, it really helps us if you use it, so yeah, take a look.
Yeah, and if you want another episode that's kind of aimed at the beginners, we do have, last year we filmed our Commander Starter Decks episode, so we'll put that up here
with
as well.
With another beginner as well, actually.
With another beginner. So if you want to see another deck, again, that game's very funny as well.
It's actually a really short watch as well, so you might be able to fit it in. So.
Yeah, perfect. But thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you next time on Chad Magic. Bye for now.
Bye for now.